been out there over the past few years. Dr. Jabbari has some patented technologies within the internet. If you remember George's last meeting this summer, we really were combining teleconferencing with a second telephone line. We now have improved the video capabilities that allow you to be seeing me. We have a camera mounted with Jeff in the room that allows me to be looking at Jeff at this moment as well. In the past, we needed a 28.8 modem in conjunction with what is known as a Java browser. This also required a separate telephone line to be able to do this type of servicing. The company Intel now has this video telephone capabilities that Dr. Jabbari has helped in the development of. What this allows us to do is to provide meeting attendance and yet combine this with effective time management. As part of our vision for internet meetings of the future, registration is preserved, because for any of us to attend a meeting such as this in Aspen, we still have to provide our registration. I sent my registration in for the meeting by credit card. This still allows us to dial up into the meeting, present a talk. Consider if you're not able to attend a meeting. Consider if you're not able to go skiing and need to instead surf the internet. This allows you to choose which meeting and what part of the meeting you want to attend by dialing up into the meeting for attendance to that. I spoke with George as it pertains to his summer meeting, and I think it would be an interesting challenge for us to have one session specifically delineating an internet conference that will allow us again to show what is current and what is coming up with this type of technology in the future. So again, we are challenged to combine what we have from a technological standpoint as well as informational standpoint to bring this to the utmost capability of our medical practices. Many of us have taken the medical standpoint to the hilt, and we've really fallen behind as it relates to what we know within the informational systems capabilities and what we're able to transport. So as this next photograph delineates as well, while you're skiing today, I'm really surfing on the internet. So this opens up new doors and new horizons to what we are wanting to show within medicine and within the entire realm of a meeting scenario. All of us, all of you, by virtue of the fact that you were at George's meeting, are demonstrating your desire to maintain your knowledge as it relates to medicine. I think we're also challenged now. If we were to take a show of hands in the room, the majority of us, I think, would readily admit that our knowledge as it relates to systems integrations, as it pertains to what is available from a hardware scenario, let alone a software scenario, we lag greatly behind in our knowledge as it pertains to what is available. So we, between Dr. Jabbari and myself, those of you that want information as it relates to the hardware and software that is available that you can integrate to within your practice, you can either call me in Indianapolis or in Santa Rosa, or you can get a hold of Dr. Jabbari specifically as well. Are there any questions as it relates to the type of technology that we're showing you today?
Any questions? What is the software? The question was, is there any special software that we're using right now?
And yes, we are using several proven off-shelf components in a management information system end-to-end solution package.
I think what's important when I contacted Dr. Jabbari, I think it's also important for all of us to be able to go and utilize off-the-shelf software as well as components.
But matching them is very important.
Dr. Jabbari just mentioned that matching the components to be able to do what we want is very important. I'm currently up to my ears in a legal battle with the person that put my website on the internet, and this really surrounds my lack of knowledge of what was going on, and it really was a roller coaster ride. The bills, the checks that I was paying out to receive services that either weren't being performed or were being performed in an inappropriate manner. So the types of software that you're seeing today are off-the-shelf components, but what's important is there are hundreds and hundreds of software packages. There is no shortage of hardware that's available. It's in networking with the people that allow us to put these components together to be able to manage what we need within our offices in the most appropriate manner. So I'm going to go ahead with my second talk now, which was to highlight for you the non-exfoliating rejuvenating therapy with the current lasers that are available. I've been able to look over the course of the past 18 months with one of the systems that we'll highlight. Over the past 3.5 years, we've been able to look at all of the technologies that are available for non-exfoliating laser rejuvenation, and that's really what we'll highlight now over the course of the next 20 minutes. The history of ablation has really shown a very rapid proliferation over the course of the past few years. I think we've seen the success of laser exfoliation that was pioneered with carbon dioxide technology go on to lead to a very rapid proliferation of other ablative exfoliation devices, such as the erbium lasers. We've seen a massive explosion of microdermabraders on the market, and most recently, RF technologies. When we take a very close look at the history of ablation and we compare what a patient was able to achieve with exfoliation, we are able to see that when we look at this patient, for example, who underwent full face cutaneous exfoliation, when we compare the downtimes that these patients had to undergo, when we look at the cost of what these exfoliations were, the degree of problem resolution, and the complication ratios, this led us to wonder if what we were showing patients was indeed state-of-the-art. If you stop and look at your 3 to 5 year results of exfoliating laser technologies, I think most of us will agree that the relative percentages of improvement that we were showing patients are perhaps less than what we were promising. Many of the laser companies then kept their eyes open on some of the newer technologies. Several of the systems that were first looked at for the purposes of non-ablative collagen remodeling had to meet 3 specific criteria. First of all, we need an appropriate wavelength, we need an appropriate waveform, and we also need adequate radiant exposure to be able to activate fibroblasts such that we can create a long-term wound healing response. And the goal behind this type of technology was also to try to protect the epidermis. And that's really where what is known as the new cold technology was developed. Whether this is going to be the rainbow at the end of the exfoliation story, this still remains to be seen. I think researchers met with a very significant challenge in the fact that they had to create systems in a manner that could selectively heat dermis and yet protect the dermis. The systems that we looked at over the past 3 years from a non-ablative standpoint were the visible lasers such as the pulse dye laser, the alexandrite laser, the 532 KTP, and then some of the infrared lasers such as the neodymium YAG at 1064, and then currently there have also been a large rash of diode lasers being looked at for non-exfoliating rejuvenating therapy. Most specifically, the diodes that are being utilized are those between 700 and 980 nanometers. The problem with the diode lasers is that these are tending to penetrate too deeply into the skin. A further concern was that the energy at these wavelengths that I just previously mentioned were really selectively absorbed in melanin and hemoglobin as well. So this made uniform heating of the subsurface quite impractical. Some other lasers then, such as the holmium, were also looked at as well. When we compared the holmium with lasers such as the erbium and the CO2, remember all of these lasers deposit their energy into the epidermis. So as well, these lasers are not selectively heating the subsurface tissue. The laser that, and I see that we had a talk on that yesterday morning as well, or this morning rather, the neodymium YAG laser by the Laser Aesthetics Company is a neodymium YAG laser that is at 1320 nanometers. This system is known as the Cool Touch process, and those people that have been researching this now have an 18-month experience with this. The 1320 nanometer wavelength really falls into the practical range of what we know, and that's a range of between 1100 to 1600 nanometers. And this range of wavelengths has been found to penetrate easily through the epidermis and found to be really uniformly absorbed in high-graded tissue. The 1320 nanometer YAG laser also has a very high scattering coefficient, and this causes the light to be effectively bounced around in the epidermis, and it therefore loses its energy before penetrating into the deeper layers. The graph that you're seeing really highlights what occurs within the handpiece of this laser. This laser has the ability to pulse its energy in order to limit the spread of the thermal energy by conduction with this. The Cool Touch laser delivers up to 38 joules per centimeter squared at 1320 nanometers. And we have found that this really causes significant heating of the epidermis, at times up to 70 degrees with really very little collateral heating of the dermis. When you look from a time standpoint, what happens with this, we have a blast of cryogen, which can also be controlled. We find that the duration of cryogen in the order of 30 milliseconds is the best duration to utilize for this. There's then a delay of approximately 20 milliseconds before we see the pulse of the neodymium YAG laser occur. Upon the cryogen blasting, you can see that the surface temperature drops for the period of time before the actual laser fires. When the laser fires, we then reach the subsurface temperature, and it's this heating of the collagen that enables us to then stimulate fibroblasts in an effort to cause some collagen remodeling with this. Our challenge has been once again to find the most adequate range of wavelengths. There have been several studies that occurred within the company of Laser Aesthetics as well as with the Beckman Laser Institute. And these really found that the optical energy in the range of 1100 to 1600 nanometers was able to heat the epidermis, heat the dermis enough to cause a wound healing response. We find that we are able to heat the dermis anywhere from 60 to 80 degrees centigrade to a depth of between 100 to 200 microns. What became the challenge, however, then, was to be able to keep the epidermis cool. And it was this atomized cryogen, which is really vaporized and cooled on its way down to the skin. The cryogenic mixture chills the skin surface, and once again, after that delay, we see the dissipation of the heat. When we look histologically and compare the fibroblastic response of the Cool Touch with the fibroblastic response of exfoliating technology, we can see that we get a fibroblastic response that is long-lasting. This particular slide shows the effect of the laser on the epidermis without cryogen cooling. You can see that we get some epidermolysis in this area with some of the heat dissipating down in a very coagulative way into the deeper dermis. When we add cryogen, we see that the epidermis is protected in this area, and we do receive a fibroblastic response. This fibroblastic response is then carried out, and we now see a slide up to 2 months, and we continue to see both the fibroblastic response as well as neocollagen being laid down within the papillary dermis. We've now been able to combine this and get some 18-month biopsies, and when we look at the 18-month biopsies, we see that here we have the control, then followed up by an 18-month biopsy, and we do see some nice neocollagen being laid down within the upper papillary dermis. We have a study that's being initiated. We now have the ability, through combining the Cool Touch technology with some injectable fibroblast technology, a stain has been developed that is going to allow us to stain the fibroblasts, inject the fibroblasts, and then treat these patients with the non-ablative technology. These fibroblasts with this stain will allow us to follow what collagen is specifically being put out by these fibroblasts. And this is really going to be a pretty histological study, because it's going to show us very specifically what we are achieving with the Cool Touch laser over what period of time. So we've also then, one of the most common combinations with this laser is to combine this in our patient selection. And really, this technology is no different than anything else we're offering our patients. Our patient selection is very important with this. I think the most adequate type of patient to present this type of therapy to is that patient that is interested in entering into some form of anti-aging program, that understands that all you are doing with this laser is to stimulate their own fibroblasts, which will lead to some collagen formation as well as some collagen remodeling. The presentation of this to the patient is also very different from what we were presenting to patients with some of the exfoliating technology. I think it's far important to let patients know that they will see feature softening of this and not try to relate what exact percentage of softening of wrinkles the patient will get. The younger the patient, the better. It makes more sense that the younger a fibroblast is, the more collagen that these fibroblasts will be able to put out. Fine static ritids are also what we are aiming at with this type of technology, not dynamic folds. We've also seen some promising results in some depressed scars as well as stria. This is a slide of a 50-year-old patient who came in complaining of the fine static ritids in the periorbital area. This is she 6 months after receiving 4 treatments with the 1320 nanometer YAG laser, and she was quite happy with the degree of softening that she was able to achieve in that regard. Here we see a 38-year-old patient who underwent 2 treatments. Here she is preoperatively, and once again it's the fine textural changes that were an issue to this patient. And after these treatments, once again, she's very happy with the degree of softening that we were able to achieve. Another subset of patients that are very happy with this type of treatment, the patients that I'm showing you, we now have accumulated between Santa Rosa and Indianapolis, I think we're at about 320 patients that have undergone this. These results have been submitted to PRS and are due for publication in the near future. This is an example of a patient that previously underwent. You can see that she's a sun worshiper, didn't wear a lot of, believe in sun protection, had deep static ritids periorally. She underwent full-face CO2 exfoliation and was not happy with the degree of softening that she received. She came in and had 6 Cool Touch treatments spaced over the course of 1 year, and we were in fact able to achieve some further softening of this. Another area that we're combining this technology, and I had alluded to the isologen technology. Isologen is the ability of us to culture our patient's own fibroblasts for re-injection. This is most commonly used in depressed scars. This is a patient that got in the way of a bar brawl and had a vertical laceration on her upper lip. She underwent 3 injections of her own fibroblasts followed by cool touch therapy, and we were able to achieve greater than a 75% softening in that ritid. The other area that we are combining the cool touch laser with when we are utilizing isologen is for lip augmentation. We are injecting the isologen to augment lips. This patient has a deformity of one side of her lip in relation to the other. She undergoes injection of her own fibroblasts followed by stimulation with the cool touch laser, and is happy with the results that we're able to achieve with this. One area that, again, I think everyone is trying to find a way that we can soften stria. We have enlisted patients in a study looking at the cool touch laser alone, as well as looking at the cool touch laser in conjunction with, I can magnify this for you, and once again with the stria, what we're able to do is to cause a general softening of the stepladder appearance of the stria, and again, this patient is happy with the degree of softening that we've achieved with that. So I think everyone that is looking at what is the best method of treatment, of treating static ritids, research will continue on. We'll continue looking at this like a hawk. And I think the next few years show a tremendous amount of promise in the field of non-exfoliating laser rejuvenation, as we will more tightly match the appropriate wavelength with what degree of collagen stimulation that we're able to achieve. So I hope that we've been able to enlighten you as it relates to what is available in the field of both internet capabilities of the future. I think the stage is set for us to have a very interesting session at George's summer meeting on internet capabilities. For those people that aren't able to join in on the golfing, we can at least again have a surfing session on the internet during that meeting. And I thank you for your attention, and I do wish that I was able to be skiing as opposed to sitting looking at snow in Indianapolis that I wish I was skiing in. So I thank you for your attention. Are there any?
Thank you very much.
Any questions at all?
Any questions? No, I don't think there is.
All right. Have a great evening.
Okay.
Jeff? Hello?